Come on, 49er faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er time.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yeah, yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.
Oh yeah, freak out, yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, and this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future, yeah, and I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar, yeah, the cream of the crop, dig it?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a very special late night 49er edition. I had to do this late because my guest is actually in Dallas, just flying in from Dallas. And that's Wayne Breezie from Nitty Gritty Nights. If you guys don't know who he is, I'm going to bring him on pretty soon. But first, I want to say what's up to the chatters. I apologize, we started a little late, about 10 minutes late. But it's okay, man, because it's going to be worth the wait. We got JR Meadows, he's already predicting scores. He says Niners 30, Cowboys 19. David McNews says, go 49ers. Empire going to take over at AT&T Stadium. We got to see a red there. Fazil says, Bashar, what's up, Fazil? How you doing, man? Chris George, really good friend of mine living in Texas. Huge 49er fan. Had the pleasure of going to some 49er games with him in the past with my brother. RIP, my brother, Fadi. Says, Bashar, you my boy, go Niners. What's up, Joey Mahoney? Says, what's up, Bash? What's up, my guy? Bigfoot's mom over in Texas. What's up? How you doing? Let's get it. Time to say Al. Make him say Al. What's up, Faithful? How you doing? Fernando Oriano, he says, hey Breezy, it's past your bedtime, and let's bring Breezy on right now. What's up, Breezy? I think you're muted though. I don't know. It shows that you're muted. You're muted, bro.
Mute myself.
There you go. There you go.
I'm cracking up because you said it's past my bedtime, and he already know what time it is. You know, usually I be yawning up around this time. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to be out here, man. Great to be on the 49er Minded show, man. I appreciate the invite, bro. Let's talk Niners, baby, because I'm out here in Dallas right now.
Let's say, hey, do me a favor. You're out in Dallas. Can you scream a Niners for me?
Niners!
Let's go!
We're in the building right now, man. They can't kick me out because I already paid. So it's all good. Let's go.
You probably got some other Niner fans there. They're sitting for you. And
I'm converting some people to Niner fans, right?
Here we go. Don Swab, good buddy of mine, says graveyard shift, baby, free cap. Time to say I'll spill the beans. Let's do this. Today, now, at the strike of midnight in Dallas. It's midnight in Dallas right now. It is Wayne Breezy's birthday. Let's give him a 49er birthday salute. Let's go. I don't know if you want me to sing it, but I just want everybody in the chat to give you a happy birthday.
If you feel like busting out the vocals, do the thing, baby.
I know yeah, man. Happy birthday to you. My friend's sister always sings something like that, so it kind of stuck in my head.
Thank you. Appreciate the birthday.
I'm probably missing a couple. What's up, Gohard? We got Gohard in the chat. Christopher George says 49ers 31-20. I hope that's the case. Chris George gave a shout out to my brother. Thank you. Really appreciate it. RIP Fadi, my brother. And yeah, let's get started, man. We're saying what's up to everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Got a happy birthday shout out from Fazil. Says happy birthday, Breezy. Have a good one. God bless.
That's my guy.
Yeah, man. So let's do this, man. Just for those of you who don't know who you are, because obviously out of all these people that I've connected with in social media when it comes to 49ers stuff, you're one of the guys who I don't know, one of the guys from in a different state, that is, because I'm connected to a lot of Niner fans locally, obviously, because I'm from the Bay Area. But as far as ones out of state, you're the one that I've been connected to on Facebook for quite some time, because I was on the Rombo show at one point in time, and he did that face-to-face interview, and then you did it. This probably, we're talking 2015, 2014 maybe, and we connected then, but we never met each other, but lo and behold, fast forward, we're in the year 2022 now. You got your own podcast going. You know, I wrote on your coattails. I got my own podcast going, and it's fun. But let everybody know who Breezie is, how he became a 49er fan, where you're from. Let everybody know what's up, man.
That's what's up, man. Listen, man, I'm Breezie, Wayne Breezie, a.k.a. whatever it is you want to call me. I got like 50 billion names. My best friend's over here. He the Cowboys fan over here just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But no, I tell you what, he was my best man. He's my best friend. He's one of my biggest supporters. And even though we got two different teams, man, we here to celebrate our birthdays. But listen, I go back to the Niners all the way back to the 80s, man. I'm an 80s baby. So I started really understanding Niners football probably like in 87, 88, 89. So I go back to those teams when I was like 8 or 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really became a fan. The Jerry Rice, the Montana, the John Taylors, the Brent Joneses, the Tom Rathmans, the Ronnie Lott. Like that's what got me started. And then obviously the Steve Youngs came in that era. I stuck with it. Jeff Garcia era, Terrell Owens, those guys. And I've just been a Niner fan ever since, man. I was the only person probably buying 49er football tickets to go see them play on the East Coast against the Giants when our quarterback was Jim Druckenmiller and we had Frank Gore as the running back. Yeah, man, I'm a fan, bro. And I tell you, I'm a fan.
And let everybody know where you're from, because you're obviously not from California, right?
Right. So I'm from the East, man. I'm from this little state called Connecticut, man. It's right above New York. You know what I mean? So if you guys know where, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying we're above New York. We're where Yale is. You know Yale, the college Yale.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where I'm from. Right, New Haven, right from the hood. Pistol waving New Haven, bang bang. Not again. It's real up in New Haven.
I have no idea who you sound like, but whenever I hear your voice, I just think of somebody that I've heard from on TV or some rapper, and I can never connect your voice with anybody. But it's like I know I've heard that voice before, but I don't know from where. But I've always wanted to tell you that, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. And then we did meet back in like 2014, 15. I remember Rombo. I don't know if he was just starting, but I remember he was starting and stuff, and he had us on his show, and it was really cool. And I wasn't even thinking about podcasting then. I was really trying to get into, I think it was more 2012, because I think it was when we were in the Super Bowl and we played against the Ravens. And I remember having conversations with Rombo then, so I go all the way back when it comes to Rombo. But Rombo was the guy that I started really watching. Then I started writing for like the 49ers League on Facebook. And then when the Kaepernick situation happened, they kicked me out. And I kind of got discouraged on being like a 49ers type of like, type of thing. I kind of got discouraged. I was like, yo, they kicked me out because I was supporting Cap. And there's a lot of stuff that was going on. And so then my man NY to the Bay hit me up on Twitter. And he was like, yo, we got a podcast group, we write, we do this, we do that. I want to bring you in to Nothing But Niners. And I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. So, they put me through the fire, man. Oop, my bad.
I remember you were on Nothing But Niners. You were on there, and you helped do the theme song for him, because you were like, we're under the pressure. It's Nothing But Niners.
Under that pressure. I'm still with Nothing But Niners. Don't get it twisted. That's my family, man.
Shout out to Nick, Mike, and Tony, and all those guys.
Tony, all
those are my boys.
Man. Yeah, so they brought me in, but they wanted to make me a writer. And I'm like, I don't want to write. I want to be a personality, man. I got personality. I can write.
Oh yeah. If they could put personality in the can and label Wayne Breezie, they do it, man.
You gotta start selling cans of Wayne Breezie. I like that, man. I like the way you think. And so that's kind of how I got like all into this situation. And then me and my boy Donnie. Donnie was my brother that I met at a 49ers game, the kick at the stick game. I was there with my fiance at the time, who's my wife. And Donnie was sitting next to us with his pops, man. And we were just like, yo, we gonna be friends for life. We won that game, and we've been friends for life. He was like, yo, let's start this podcast called Nitty Gritty. I was like, yeah, because we both gritty. Let's do it. And so that's where Nitty Gritty Niners came from. And then Donnie took a break, and he's doing life, and he has a baby. He's married now,
all right.
Doing a family thing. Shout out to my man Donnie Fortino. All right, and then now I brought in Peachy, and I got Mose, I got Fair, and that's how the crew is all together, man. Shout out to Makoa and Annie also. They were on the show as well. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So what was your first candlestick experience, and how was it like? And who plays you, remember?
So my one and only candlestick experience. One and only. And I'm from the East Coast, so I usually just watch everything on TV. But my one and only candlestick experience was the Navarro Bowman pick at the stick. And let me tell you, that was my first time at there, I didn't know. People keep saying how bad the stadium was. It wasn't bad to me. The first time in. And I tell you what, they had the best damn garlic fries I ever had in my entire life. I don't know where they got the garlic from, but it was perfect. It wasn't burnt. It was perfect. The fries were cooked perfect. But that was the game. I was going to propose to my wife at that game, but I wanted to get her father's blessing first. And the game was before I met her pops. So I said, bump it. And then I ended up proposing when she took me out for my birthday at the Lakers-Celtics game because I'm a Celtics fan. So
yeah, I know you're a big Celtics fan. I know that very well. I rock with my Warriors, but I expect you being a Celtics fan.
No, it's cool. No love, Hey, man, when Chris Webber used to play for the Warriors, I liked him too.
I like Webber. He only lasted 1 year with the Warriors, but that's another story.
Just one.
Yeah, well, then later he came back towards the end of his career, but that didn't really count.
Yeah,
I was going to say, the reason why you like the garlic so much because there's a city called Gilroy. It's like the garlic capital, and it's south of San Jose, which is like an hour south, kind of like where Levi's Stadium is. So that's why the garlic was so good, probably, the garlic fries, yeah. Just want to throw in that little tidbit. I got my little food knowledge. Yeah, I got my food knowledge in there. So, yeah, man, so do you remember what your first jersey was, your first 49er jersey?
So it was my favorite player. So my favorite player is Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? So my first jersey was a starter Jerry Rice joint.
Starter?
Not before there was Nike, Reebok, Logo Athletic. I had a starter joint with the joints is like screen printed on. The jerseys were like maroon and not the red like this red. It was like more of a maroon red. That was my first Jerry Rice.
I know which one you're talking about. And just some more birthday shout outs. We got Amin the Dream, a fellow YouTuber. Check out his channel, fellow Niner fan.
Yeah.
Says, what's up, Bashar and Breezie? Niner Cali Boy says, happy birthday, Breezie. You got a lot of birthday shout outs. Joey Mahoney says, happy birthday, Breezie. Young Creeper, Roberto over in New Mexico says, what's up, Bashar? And yeah, man, everybody's showing that birthday love. Hopefully that you get that birthday present with that W on Sunday. We're playing the Cowboys.
All I need.
Oh, man, that's going to be beautiful. And I really appreciate all these Niner fans from all over going to Dallas. I wish I could have made it, but I'm not going to be there. But I'll try to be there in spirit as much as I can, That's why I put out this 49er Dallas Marathon, because I know it's so important with all the history that we grew up watching as Niner fans. We suffered a bit, with the Steve Young era a little bit early on, but then we triumphed with the whole Deion Sanders, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Ricky Waters team with William Floyd. It was awesome when we won that Super Bowl, obviously, and hopefully one of these days we can replicate that again, So I'm almost done with my 49er fan questions. Do you have any interesting experiences as far as meeting 49er players? I'm sure you probably got some.
Yeah, man. So I've met a slew of 49er players, This is before I started doing the interviews and stuff, but this was more just being like a fan. But the best experience was meeting my favorite player, which was Jerry Rice. So I went to a card signing in New Jersey, and he was there. He was doing autographs and things like that. And I got a chance to meet him, real cool, down-to-earth dude, in physical shape. I'm like, damn, Jerry, you look like you can still play. You like 50, And so I had my son at the time, Rome. I think he was probably like 1 year old, not even one. And so after we finished talking and he did my signing, he was like, yo, bring him over here. And I was like, all right. So he grabbed Rome, held Rome in his arm, know what I mean? And then signed the picture. And then he took pictures behind stage with Rome and myself. And I was just so excited, bro. Like, I got to meet my favorite player. I got to meet the best damn player in football of all time. Like, no one can argue at Moses. I see my boy Moses over here and turn it around. It damn sure ain't Michael Irvin. So it's
I know who we had in mind, maybe Emmitt Smith.
He's thinking Emmitt Smith. I get where he goes. It's definitely Jerry Rice. There's no better ever player other than Jerry Rice. And so that right there was the most memorable moment. And it happened outside of the stadium, outside of things like that. That right there just made my passion even stronger, yo. Even stronger.
Yeah,
honestly, you're a Niner fan. We had a lot of losing seasons, bro.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to say, like, I've met my share of Niner players. Sometimes I'll just, because I was blessed to live in the Bay Area, so every now and then I was lucky enough to bump into them randomly for one of my famous stories, bumping into Patrick Willis on the basketball court at 24 Hour Fitness and have a little talk with him and playing against him and him trying to block my shot. It was the highest I ever jumped, probably. He jumped pretty damn high because he could dunk, but I missed the layup, but it is what it is. But hey, that was a great experience. And Yeah, man, it's always fun meeting Niner players. But the one Niner player I never met who I really, really wanted to meet was Jerry Rice. So consider yourself blessed and fortunate to have met him. I did get to meet Dwight Clark. I mentioned that in my past show, and I had a short little chat with him. And he signed an autograph for me, autographed my hat, and took a picture with me. So that was fun. But yeah, man, it's, you know, being a Niner fan, and it's always great to have all kinds of stories about going to the games, and you know, and I'm sure you're gonna have tons of stories from this weekend. You're celebrating your birthday in Dallas, coming all the way from Connecticut, and you know, this is gonna be an excellent experience. Playoff game, you know, Jimmy G and you know Elijah Mitchell in the backfield, Debo, you know, wide receiver, and in the backfield sometimes as well, Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. You know, we got tons of weapons out there. Defense is getting heralded like crazy, and we're going to get into that really quick. But a lot of people don't know this, but some people do. You, like me, have a passion for music, and you're just like, I'm a keyboard player. I play keyboards. I learn by ear. I'm not really, you know, I play more of my culture's music. I'm Middle Eastern, so that's more of what I play. But I could play little like hooks for rap songs, like little solos and stuff like that too. But you're a very accomplished musician. I'm sure you read music. 'Cause I've watched you play keyboards, and you're good with your right hand and your left hand. I'm only good with my right. If I do my left hand, little chords if I'm lucky. But you know, I don't know how long you've been playing music and singing, but I know you do parties and you sing at weddings and all kinds of stuff. And like, who were your influences musically? Like, how did, you know, growing up, you know? Because I grew up in the 80s, and I grew up listening to a lot of 80s pop. Then later I kind of got more into hip-hop and other stuff. But I just love music, all kinds of music in general. I'm very eclectic when it comes to music.
Oh man, yeah, like 80s, man. So like I'm all over the place. Like I'm like a melted pot when it comes to music because I'm an 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? I was born in 81, so I was listening to all the synths. 80s is a synth era, man. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to Prince, you know, Journey, like my soft rock, my Bon Jovi's, you know what I'm saying?
Journey,
Songs
man,
with dope.
for the Bay Area.
Yeah, like, man, come on, man. And so I get a lot of like my melodies, my ideas from like the soft, like the rock groups, the pop groups. And then, you know, the 90s is what really, really made me really fall in love with music, because now you're starting to get the dance grooves, you know, the Teddy Rileys and all that type of stuff, producing music. That's when I really started to hear music far as from a production standpoint, because I like to produce music. And so you get your Teddy Rileys, your Baby Faces, and L.A. Reeds and all that type of stuff. And then in the 2000s, man, I like hip hop. You know, I'm a Jay-Z fan. So if you want to know my influences, it would be Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, right? I gotta go with my man Steve Perry from Journey, because he was an influence to my favorite person, Michael Jackson. I gotta throw Prince
Just a
in
small
there.
town boy.
You get a small town, you know what I mean? I gotta throw Prince in there a little bit, you know. So
R.I.P. Prince.
Absolutely. And then when I started getting into hip hop, man, like Jay-Z took the cake. So it's like there's no one better for me than Jay-Z. I gotta go get my ride. So I'm getting in the ride, but Jay-Z, that's my influence. So I started playing keys in church.
Oh, there you go.
I was learning how to play the organ. You know what I mean? And that was probably, I started late though, bro. Like I'm a late bloomer.
For me as a little kid, my parents always bought me little tiny keyboards and stuff, little Casios and little baby Yamahas, and I was always, even though I never took piano lessons or anything like that, but as a little kid, I just tried to play little melodies and listen to the radio. And we're talking, I'm starting at like 7, 8 years old, so I kind of started then, you know. But yeah, I think you just hitched your Uber ride. Let me know when you can talk again. I know you're muted right now,
good.
but you're good. Okay, good.
Here,
Okay,
man. I got the whole
all right. So you got into hip hop later in life, and for me, I transitioned more into hip hop. At one point, I was watching Yo MTV Raps every day and listening to hip hop every day. You know, you name it.
Raps.
Oh yeah.
And Rap City in the basement. That was my culture. And see, Rap City kept it more East Coast. You know what I'm saying? You better get this daggone hat out of my podcast. Rap City kept the East Coast culture. Yo, I my best friend is a Cowboy fan. Don't ask me how that happened. It just happened, yo. I don't know how that happened. So he gonna throw his little stuff. And then my cousin who's here, she's also, I'm about to take this hat. I'm gonna sit on it so I can fart on it. All right, so anyway. He be in the light, so we don't mind us. We just having fun. But nah, man. So yeah, like my musical influences come from everywhere, and I really started playing late. I didn't really learn how to play the organ and the keyboards until like my senior year in high school, and I really didn't get into music like that until college, because I was in a bus accident. I was playing baseball at UConn, and then I ended up getting into an accident on a school bus. And so while I was recouping, I went to Sam Ash, that's our music store out here, bought a keyboard, and was like, I'm just going to really start teaching myself. Then I started taking piano classes later, and that's kind of how I started to really learn and understand how to play the piano.
I was going to ask you this question, but Don Swab beat me to it. He says, who are your top rappers of all time? Give me 5. It doesn't have to be in any
I got to
order.
give you 5 top rappers. That's hard. Mose, you're going to help me. We're going to start with number 1 is Jay-Z. Okay, so all right, so number 1 is Jay, number 2 is Big, number 3 is Pac. All right, that's my top 3. I can't do KRS.
If you don't have any other ones, that's cool. I mean,
number
Q-Tip.
4.
Q-Tip's nice.
Yeah, she's saying Q-Tip. Number 4.
But you gotta pay tribute to somebody in this top 5. You gotta pay tribute to
I gotta put Nas in my top 5.
All right, Nas. Okay, that makes sense.
So Nas will be 5. Can I go? I can't. No females don't do it for me other than Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim was the best. Actually, Foxy Brown.
I like MC Light. I like MC Light.
But Jay-Z was writing her lyrics.
somebody. You gotta pay tribute to somebody in there.
Can I put Snoop in my top 5? Because Snoop.
Listen,
Do whatever you can.
Yo, Snoop. Snoop is in my top 5. But the 1994 Snoop. DMX is not my top 5. If you ask my brother Mike, that's probably his number 1 rapper. DMX would be in my top 10 for sure, though. Not my top. Jadakiss would be in my top 10.
Jadakiss, that's nice one.
Yeah, he would be my.
And my last music question, because I'm gonna talk about another topic that you and I both love, and then we're gonna get hardcore and deep, go do a nosedive straight into football. What was the first rap song, to your knowledge, that you memorized?
Wait, ask the question again. I'm sorry.
What was the first rap song that you had memorized?
Oh, Scenario, Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, that was a good one. Bo knows this. Bo knows that.
Bo knows this. What? Bo knows that. What? But Bo don't know rap. Because Bo can't rap. Well, what do you know? The dinner office first up the bat. The batteries included. No, we don't want to get sued by Tribe Called Quest, man. Sorry, Q-Tip. We're not going to do your song on my man's podcast.
I was lucky to see them live at KMEL Summer Jam over in the Bay Area Shoreline Amphitheater. So definitely have that in the back of my head. Yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. That was back when they were still like, the big thing with Fife. I remember I got something for you. Fife, he's a big sports fan. Remember he grabbed the mic and he was like,
wait a minute.
Do you guys like the 49ers? You guys, and all of us cheered the crowd like, yeah, 49ers. It was sick, man. And you're muted again, bro.
No, because my cousin said a group and I forgot about Wu-Tang, yo. I gotta throw Wu-Tang, but those are a group. But if I had to pick my favorite person out of Wu-Tang, it would be Meth over Raekwon. I'm sorry, I like Meth again.
Okay, but did you catch the part I said about Fife, man? About Fife from Tribe
Called
Quest?
Fife, dog.
Yeah. He grabbed the mic and he's like, "Hey, man, you guys like the 49ers?" And me and my brother and my friend, he was Niner fans. We got all hyped up when he mentioned the 49ers. Hell, people cheered. Yeah, it was sick, man. I wish it was recorded. I know somebody may have it on tape. It was a huge event in the Bay Area, but yeah, that was a good moment. Yeah, man. So I'm a big foodie. You're a big foodie. I'm not gonna talk about food too much, but I know that you do the Sizzling Sundays on your channel, where you got your little 49er chef hat on, and you're throwing down on the grill, and my cooking ventures came about maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and I got an affliction for pizza. I got a pizza oven. I don't know if you see my Instagram pizza pictures. But a lot of people, East Coast people, don't like California pizza or Bay Area pizza. So, and my brother-in-law is from the East Coast. Well, he lived about half his life in the East Coast, let's say. So I kind of had this like inspiration to make good pizza in California. So I watched all these videos about how to make New York pizza, how to make good dough, and and I watched all these documentaries about pizza makers. So I know you live in Connecticut, and I know what's up with the pizza scene in Connecticut.
Yeah, bro.
I know there's 2 spots that are really, really famous.
Sally's, Pepe's, and so we got 5 spots in New Haven that you can go and get your pizza. And there's some secret spots too that got even better pizza than Sally's and Pep's, which is like modern. Modern is another spot. So if you guys ever come to like New Haven, Connecticut or whatever, they got the best pizza in the world, Craig. Like in the world, better than New York pizza. Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. And that's not me being biased, but I do like Brooklyn pizza. Brooklyn do got some good pizza. So you got to, like, Modern is probably my favorite over Sally's and Pepe's. But Sally's, they do something secret with their sauce, and then Pepe's. I don't know. Pepe's burn their crust too much for me. But it's a preference. But the pizza, the seasoning, it's good. And Pepe's is always number one on the list in the world. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, Sally's and Pepe's are all over like Travel Channel and Food Channel shows. If you catch them on YouTube, it's this huge phenomenon over in Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut. They're very famous for pizza. And some people say it is better than New York pizza. I've never been to New York. I never had their pizza out there. I'd love to go to Connecticut as well and try what they got out. And some people like their little Chicago pizza with the big, fat, chunky slices.
I can't do deep dish, bro.
I have a feeling you wear
down.
I
can do one slice. That's about it. It ain't too much bread. I'm not a bread.
Yeah, it's a very bready type of pizza. Yeah. And when I do make pizzas, go ahead.
I got an idea, bro. We got to figure out how to incorporate next season of Sizzling Sunday so that you can be on there promoting what it is you do. You know what I mean? So we could do a battle or a cook-off. I want to really do it like the Iron Chef. So if you can see how this season of Sizzling Sunday was, I had Peachy and I had Mose on there, and then myself, and then we could bring you on as another chef, and then we can have contestants come on and pick which one they want to battle. You know what I mean? And then each week we could represent the faithful cooked foods from the Bay Area, that are inspired by the Bay Area, and then get guys on from their other teams to represent their teams. That is the ultimate goal for next season. And then we can go and do little small snippets from different restaurants that we get our recipes from and inspiration from. So we can go and do like little videos from there and then bring it back and show it on the show. But I would love to have you on.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do it too. I wouldn't be able to use this camera though. I'd probably have maybe I could do this, I don't know. Or maybe I'll have my webcam, a weaker camera set up in the kitchen or something. It'll be a funny way of doing it, but hey, I'll be down. And it doesn't have to be pizza or anything, because I'm definitely good at doing barbecue type stuff as well. Or at least, it's a whole lot of fun. Cooking is just off the chain. It's another one of my passions, But my main passion is San Francisco 49ers. And Elias Lopez just hopped in the chat. He says the Niners 31, Cowboys 20. I was thinking more along the lines of maybe 29, 23. I don't know. I think it might be a little closer. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we blow them the fuck out, man. I try to run a clean show on here, but hey, if I drop an F-bomb, it's just because my Niner passion just totally kicks in, it is what it is. We got a great question to start it off, though, from Fazil. He says, who do you think will be our X factor against the Dallas Cowboys? What do you think, Breezie?
I mean, there's only one X factor, and that's Weapon X, and his name is Deebo Samuel.
Deebo!
So the 49ers are going to find a way to utilize him in so many ways. And the question is, can Dallas find a way to stop it? And the thing I like about Deebo is he doesn't wear and tear. He gets stronger as the game goes on. So you might stop him on the runs early in the beginning of the game, but later on in the game, he's still trying to apply that, that pressure, that strong run sense that he has as a running back. And so the fact that he could be a running back, a wide receiver, and now apparently a quarterback, that's going to add a whole nother element to, something that Dallas is going to have to stop. Now, I do think Dallas has some dope weapons out there. They got some guys that can fly around the field. They got a safety, J-Ron Karras. They got him. They got my man Michael Parsons out there. They got some people out there that can fly around. But the question is, will they be able to stop this guy from imposing his will? And that's something that Deebo Samuel likes to do. So I always think he's going to be the X factor in every game. That's what he's been all season. So he's going to be my guy.
Oh, yeah. And we are fortunate that we drafted Deebo Samuel. I remember back when we drafted him, a lot of people were said, oh, we should have drafted A.J. Brown. Oh, we should have drafted D.K. Metcalf. More big-time height, weight, speed guys. I get it. And they're flashy looking. Deebo was kind of like more of somebody that came out of the woodworks, he wasn't as big of a name compared to those guys, but it's almost like Deebo, with the way Shanahan draws up plays and scheme things, it's almost like Deebo was like the perfect fit for our squad, man. So I'm so happy for Deebo's emergence this season. He's always been good, but he just stepped it up to the next level this season, having a Jerry Rice type season and doing his own unique things that we haven't seen in the 49er uniform. And thank God Brandon Ayuk in the second half of the season came alive. I hated that whole doghouse thing. I thought it was BS. But hey, it's a thing of the past. We're moving on from it, and Ayuk is stepping up to the challenge. I'm so excited about Ayuk. And one thing I want to touch on, we're going to get Trent Williams this game, man. What do you think about that?
Well, when you get the best damn left tackle back in football, man, it's always going to be something positive for your team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's ranked the highest graded player in PFF like history. Like he has the highest ranking. Like that's crazy. And so I'm glad he missed last game, even though I thought he could have played the last game. But he looked good in practice, even though he was limited. And I mean, he wants to play Dallas. I mean, he's a former Washington football team person or a former Redskin because that's the name. That's the name of the team when he was there. So I apologize if I'm offending everybody and then anybody out there. But that was the name of the team when he was on the team. But he's played them before, and I'm sure he's going to be excited to be out there. He's going to be ready to go. Having Trent Williams just makes everything that much better for your offense, right? Because now Jimmy Garoppolo should get a little bit more time to do what it is he has to do. And Trent Williams is going to, it's going to be International House of Pancakes on that day. Sorry, Michael Parsons. You better not be on that side. You better be on the other side.
I've been hearing it from Dallas Cowboy fans on Twitter these past few days. I don't know if you ever jump in those Twitter spaces. I know Nick does, your boy. But, man, I've been hearing Micah Parsons. It's like, hold up. Micah Parsons is going to be going up against a brick wall, the Silverback. Highest rated player in PFF. You can knock PFF all you want, but if he's the highest damn rated player on there, and if you watch what he's done, there's been times where he'll just throw his hand out and almost like slap a D-tackle on his shoulders, and that D-tackle hits the ground. It's like the stuff. I played O-line in high school, and the stuff he does, I've never seen. I mean, I've watched Williams a little bit here and there when he was on the Washington football team, but I don't know, the stuff he's doing this year, it's like, well, I've never seen this before in the NFL. Like, so hopefully he continues it, and we're going to need it this playoff run. But I was happy to see McKivitz go out there. Now, when I first saw him step on the field, I was a little worried. I was like, whoa, McKivitz? Where's Jaylen Brown? And I did hear that Kittle had to help him out, of course, which is understandable. Kittle's a great blocker in his own. He had to help him out there. So hopefully we see a bigger jump from Kittle this coming game. And let me just say what's up to Niner Sickness podcast. Beto, what's up, faithful? Somebody had a question for you in the chat. It was David McNew. He says, happy birthday, Breezie. Happy birthday, shout out. Again, happy birthday to Breezie. He says, you go into the game. He's in Dallas right now. The reason why he's moving around, he's out and about. He was just on his Uber, and he's checking into his hotel right now. I love the guy because he made time for me to get on here, even though he's on the go. And he said he was flying in from Dallas and arriving there at 10 p.m. Dallas time. And he agreed to get on here midnight Dallas time, which was when his birthday struck. But, it is what it is, man. He's on the go, and I really, really appreciate it, man. As you can see, he's walking to the hotel right now. And, yeah, man, this guy's full of energy, like I said. If they could bottle or put energy in a can, it would have Wayne Breezy's name on it, man.
Thank you for the happy birthday shout-outs, man. I truly appreciate it. You guys are making me feel great. Look, man, I'm here in Dallas. I'll tell you what, the people out here are very, very, very cool. You know what I'm saying? I done ran into so many different Dallas Cowboy fans, including my best friend. He's been cool since I got here. But the actual people from this city, they've been nothing but nice, very hospitable. Love my stay here right now. I'm about to get on this elevator, get up into the room so I can get some good lighting and all that good stuff. Actually, this elevator light is popping. You know what I mean? But listen, it's really dope out here. I was eating at Bar Louie's. We had a Cowboy fan, had a Saints fan, but the Saints fan said she was going to root for the 49ers. She must like me. So it's going to be dope. You know what I'm saying? We got people out here that's really thinking that the 49ers are going to do their thing. And listen, it's going to be an epic battle. I see people posting their scores. I mean, I gave y'all a crazy score prediction just because I'm crazy. Look, the last time we beat Dallas in the playoffs was 1995, January 15th, my birthday, when I was 14 years old. I'm going to sit out here, bro. I'll be in the room in a minute. And so I'm just like, we can repeat that. I truly believe we can repeat that. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have his best game and play his best football only because he's going to be doing two things. One, I think he wants to be a 49er, and he's going to put on a performance like none other. And even if he's not a 49er, people are going to look at this game and say, oh, my God, Jimmy Garoppolo went to Dallas and beat the dookie snot out of them. We can give this guy a contract, or we'll offer a second-round pick for him, and he can come here and start as a quarterback. And there's a lot of teams with new coaches right now. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. So this could be Jimmy's game to where he comes out and does exactly what he needs to do to, up his stock. And so right now I need Jimmy to come out here and be the best damn player on the field. And because if you listen to Trent, did you hear what Trent Williams said about Jimmy Garoppolo?
Nah, tell me, let me know.
All right, so I talked about this on my morning talk show, guys. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch it, make sure you check it out. This yesterday morning's episode. But Trent Williams came out and said, "I have the utmost confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo. That's why I signed here." He took a team that was beaten, battered, and bruised with an offensive line to a Super Bowl. And when he said that, I was saying he talked about how hard it is to play the quarterback position, how they have to do this, they have to do that, know this, know that. And he says no one does it better than Jimmy. And when I heard Trent say that, I had to kind of like soften my stance on Jimmy. That does not mean I won't be critical or and analyze him, or I won't break stuff down and tell you what he's doing wrong. But it gave me a shot or a boost of confidence in Jimmy. When your left tackle says that he has confidence, who am I to say I don't? And so I'm going with Trent on this one, man. I think Jimmy's going to be – he's going to need to be the best damn player on the field, and that's what Trent was alluding to.
Yeah. And right now there's no turning back. It's eyes on the prize, you know. It was a rocky road to the dance, just like Rocky Road ice cream, but – man, hey, we're in the dance just like everybody else is. Whoever has the best record, all that, honestly doesn't really matter. Yeah, sure, you can get a first round bye. I get that part. And have home field advantage. By the way, your lighting is really, really good right now in that hotel, man, wherever you're staying at. But let me just drop a few nuggets from what people are saying in the chat. Niners Think This Podcast. Beto says every expert on TV says Cowboys are winning. LOL. I don't know. I saw some not experts on TV.
Not on NFL Network, bro.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of pro Niner talk for a change. J.R. Meadows says Niners 30, Cowboys 19. Hey, I'll take that all day.
We got to start living. I like that.
Javier Rios, what's up, dog? Says, I don't know, this game has me a little nervous. Hey, man, I was nervous before this show even started, man. When I was setting up my green screen and getting the lights, my heart was racing. I was just thinking about these playoffs, and I've been doing 3 shows in a row today, which is I rarely do. It's my Dallas Marathon, and I appreciate all my guests coming on and joining me. Especially you're in transit, and now you're finally in your hotel room. You can relax. I know you had to get a bite to eat and you take your little Uber. Let me just say what's up to Swan Song. Good buddy mine in Southern California says Trent Williams never played with a good quarterback. He had RG3 and Kirk Cousins. Jimmy's got to step up to the plate, man. This is his final dance with the Niners. Final showing, you could say, from what most people speculate, unless something weird happens this offseason. That's how I feel about it, at least. And hey, he's going to be auditioning for other teams most likely. And he's got to make the best of this opportunity for his team and for himself. And let's see what else. Creeper says Cowboy fans are saying this win's going to be easy. We're not like Bubs of the NFC least. What do you guys say about that?
Look, man, this game is not going to be easy. It's a playoff game, and so both teams are win or go home. So there's no way that this game is going to be easy. I know Cowboy fans think they're going to win. 49er fans think that they're going to win. We're both optimistic types of. We all have optimistic types of viewpoints to this game. But I can see why Cowboy fans think they're going to win. I mean, guys, on paper, the Cowboys have the number 1 scoring offense. On paper, we have the number 3 defense in the NFL.
And we're like 10th in scoring.
Right.
10th in scoring on defense, yeah.
10 in scoring on defense, but number 3 overall as far as allowing yardage. Dallas puts up a ton of yards, right, each game. They're not going to be able to do that this game if the 49ers defense is still consistent the way they've been consistent. And so each game, they're not giving up a lot of yards. They held the Rams to 200 and something yards last week, and then they're holding teams under 300 yards, teams that can get the ball down the field. You watch Houston throw up 41 points the week before we played them, and then what do they do when we play them, right? And so it's like Dallas can score, Dallas can put up yards, but now Dallas is going to face a defense that they've never seen. I think, and personally, our defense is better than Arizona's. Our defense is better than the Rams, and our defense is better than Seattle's. I think right now our defense is hot and they're in sync, and our defense is getting key pieces back as well. So it's like, oh, snap. We getting back Maurice Hurst on the middle. K'Wan Williams is off of COVID.
Let's go.
Al Shire is back. So you mean to tell me that our defense is going to be worse than what it has. Nah, it's going to be better. So I really do like the 49ers' chances. I don't think I think we win by 10. I just don't know if it's going to be 38-28, 27-17. I don't know. I do think that the 49ers will find a way to win this game by 10 points, though.
Yeah. And almost everybody on our squad is back and healthy now, aside from Mostert, who I dearly miss, and aside from Javon Kinlaw. But in Javon Kinlaw and Hurst's absence for the majority of the season, and I liked what I saw from Hurst, by the way, during the season, but we barely had him. But now he's back. But in their absence, and the D-line got to a rocky start off in the first half of the season, giving up all kinds of crazy rushing yards. And now, the run defense has been kicking in second half of the season. D-line, pass rush is off the chain. I think we have just as many sacks this season as we did from the 2019 defense, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was 48 sacks. Bosa, monster, 15.5 sacks. Got snubbed from the All-Pro. What a surprise. They picked Max Crosby over him, who only had 8 sacks and supposedly had more pressures, but Bosa will be triple-teamed at times. How are you going to get pressure if you triple-teamed and held, 50% of the time? It is what it is. But shout out to Debo and Trent Williams. I believe they made the All-Pros. But I'm a big lineman, trenches guy. I started off my high school football career playing D-line, then I moved to O-line. And I know from the pedigree of the Niners, when I started watching, Michael Carter was the nose tackle. We had Charles Haley and Pierce Holt, Kevin Fagan, Dana Stubblefield, Brian Young. I can go down the line of great 49er defensive tackles, defensive ends, and I see that renaissance again coming back this year, and it's a beautiful thing to watch the way Arden Key has stepped in, and we got Samson Ibukam from time to time. He's got the speed on the edge, and shout out to my boy Silverado Kev. I was dropping the nugget in the chat one day, and he was like, "I want to talk to Samson." A line from a half-baked Dave Chappelle, half-baked.
Yeah.
Samson's Get Me Lifted. And I was like, man, why did I not come up with that? Because I love that movie, and I used to repeat that line all the time. If you've ever seen Half-Baked, one of my favorite comedies,
Absolutely.
Check it out. Great movie. I love stupid, dumb, slapstick humor. A lot of that genre is not existent now, but they need to bring it back in Hollywood somewhere or whatever. Hey, they could cast me if they want. They could cast you. We could do something together. I don't know.
For sure.
It's so funny. And about the defense, man. Beto, Niners sickness hit it right on the nose. Ambry Thomas was getting the bust label. I mean, it was like freaking week 10 or week 11 when we threw him in there. I don't know, but people were like, he's a bust. He sucks. He's terrible. And I told a few people, I was like, hold on, pump the brakes. Right now, what we're seeing from Ambry Thomas, this is like a rookie. He's a rookie, but this is a rookie playing in weeks 1 and 2. Even though it's towards the end of the season, let's slow down with this whole Ambry Thomas being a busting. And I had Ambry Thomas in a few of my mock drafts. I did about 30 mock drafts, but that's another story. But, on a good portion of them, Ambry Thomas was on there. And a few of them here and there, I had Ambry Thomas and Demo. That's a whole other story. But I had faith in Ambry Thomas. He's not a slow guy. People said he was getting burnt. He wasn't necessarily getting burnt. He's fast. He just was out of position. But now he's coming into his own, it seems like. Sure, he had a few drops of interceptions in the previous games, but going to the playoffs, I was very concerned about the whole cornerback situation. We had Josh Norman. I forgot who was playing on the other side before Mosley came back, if you can refresh my memory.
Before Ambry came in again?
Yeah, well, before Ambry got put, because it was Josh Norman and
we had Norman, we had Drake Kirkpatrick.
And then we got Mosley with Thomas, but who was the other guy we had?
Well, they were going with Lenore for a minute. Once Mosley got hurt, it was always Mosley, and then when Norman came, it became Norman, and then Lenore did a couple of games, and he was getting toasted or burnt, whatever, and then they signed Kirkpatrick, and then after Kirkpatrick came, he got toasted, and
we cut his ass,
and that's when we decided to just go with the rookie. It was week 14 against the Bengals when he got his first start, so they were putting him in the game. A lot of people don't understand that Ambry Thomas came from Michigan under my man Don Brown. And Don Brown is a hard-nosed, press man, physical type of coach on defense. So he wants his defenders playing up on the line of scrimmage, jamming them at the line of scrimmage, taking our way to the outside, forcing those guys to kind of get balls inside. And so when he was there his sophomore year, he didn't really get tested much because he had the speed, because he had the physicality. Again, he's playing against collegiate players. People don't realize he also opted out his junior year because of COVID. So he didn't even play that year. So just like Trey Lance didn't play, neither did Ambry Thomas. So he had to get acclimated to the game. I kept trying to tell everybody that Ambry Thomas was going to be somebody.
And here's why. The main reason was if you go back to training camp, Diamador Lenore was the one that had to get extra work in. So he got a chance to get out there first. But Ambry Thomas, they kind of let go through his growing pains on his own. They let him figure it out. And you hit the nail on the head. He wasn't getting burnt. He was out of position to make a play on those balls. He was there on every play. He just turned his head around. He had illegal hands to the face. He wouldn't get the hand up at the right time, and then he would get out jumped. It's just out of position. That's not getting burnt. Getting burnt is when a guy goes right by you in man-to-man coverage. Or I hate when people say you get burnt in zone, because in zone you're playing a space. So you don't necessarily get burnt. Most of the time it's a miscommunication. You thinking that the safety's going to take the top, you start underneath, and then next thing you know, the safety's not there, and it's your man, and it looks like you got toasted. So people got to kind of pump the brakes, like you said, a little bit, especially on these young players, Diamador Lenore, Ambry Thomas, things like that. Guys you expect to be able to make plays were Josh Normans, your Dante Johnsons, your Emmanuel Mosleys, your guys with veteran depth, and that have that veteranship. And so I like what we're seeing from the kid. I think he's only going to get better. Niner Sickness says, look, after that interception, his confidence is through the roof. Good. It needs to be. Now he's about to play on the biggest stage of his career, and he's going to have to defend a CD Lamb. I can't wait to see that matchup.
I was going to mention, too, who do you think is going to be on CD Lamb, and who do you think's – it's going to be a tough test if it is Ambry Thomas, though, but yeah.
It better be Ambry on CD.
Yeah,
that's what you want. What's going on?
That's what you want? Okay,
yeah.
Then you want me on Mosley, and obviously I'm Amari Cooper. I wanted us to draft Amari Cooper. I thought he was such a stud coming out of college, and he was a beast on the Raiders.
But the crazy thing is, like, he battled so many injuries. So I'm kind of glad we didn't draft him, because who knows what he would have did if he did become a 49er. Plus, we don't have the quarterback shit to throw him a ball like
at the time we didn't. Yeah.
Not right.
Yeah.
And so I like you said, you talked about Debo earlier. Shout out to All Pro, first time All Pro for Debo Samuel. I like what we're getting out of Debo. I think the fact that he came back healthy this year, he bet on himself, he trained, his body was good, it caught up to his body. Last year he was unhealthy. And so he couldn't get right. This year, he found a way to get right. They're utilizing him different so that he's not taking too much wear and tear on certain parts of his body. He's able to run the ball, post to plant his feet so hard on the stop-and-go routes and things like that. Debo is definitely a guy that I just really, really, really think is going to be that person. We talked about him being an X factor earlier on the show. And so when we're talking about Debo, man, he is just going to be something that you must. He's like must-see TV. He's must-see TV, And so I like that.
Must-see TV, baby.
I don't think that they have a matchup for Debo, because if you put Trayvon Diggs on Debo is going to eat you up underneath, which is what you want, because Trayvon Diggs is not a good tackler. He gives up a lot of yak yards. The whole secondary does. So if we play the yak game, it should be easy pickings as long as Jimmy makes the proper throws.
Somebody was saying this. I don't know what podcast I was listening to. The problem is I listen to so many podcasts and watch so many things. Sometimes it all becomes a blur in my head of who said what. And I like to credit and give the shout out to whoever. But, hey, if somebody comes up on this video later and types in the comment, hey, that was me. Hey, much love to you. It's funny because people were saying that now Diggs is excellent at intercepting the ball. We get that. And this Cowboy defense in general is excellent at forcing turnovers, something that we're not the greatest at of. But in the second half of the season, at the second half of the season, we picked up our whole turnover thing. While we were forcing turnovers, we picked it up a little bit more, which is good. But somebody was saying that Diggs, he'd get challenged a lot on deep balls outside the hash marks. Well, guess what? Jimmy barely throws those passes anyways. Like you said, underneath to Debo. I mean, and hey, if he's not a strong tackler, good luck trying to tackle on Debo. And Ayuk ain't no slouch either. And who's going to stop Kittle? That's what I was going to ask you. Is there a linebacker or a safety that can minimize Kittle on the Cowboys?
Mm-mm. Them safeties are out of the league now, bro. Eric Berry's is gone. There is one person that I think gives Kittle
Eric Berry was a stud.
Eric Berry was a stud. He used to give Gronk fits. There's one safety in the league. That's the dude that played for from the Saints. I think he's the only person that gives Kittle's fits. Malcolm Jenkins, I think that's his name. But other than that, there's no safety matchup that can handle George Kittle. There's no linebacker that can cover him. And so if you can get Kittle over the middle, this is a wrap.
Kittle over the middle. Let's do it. Man, I want to see Kittle explode so bad on the Cowboys because not saying he took a week off and he didn't play good because, we saw him blocking the run game when Debo had that outside sweep for that touchdown. We saw what Kittle did in the blocking in the run game. If you missed that, go back and watch it. You'll see Kittle make a nice block right where the center and the O-line is. And so Kittle always brings it with the blocking in the run game, and he had to help out in pass blocking. But I definitely want to see him explode in the passing game. And we're so fortunate. Early this season, I had a lot of hope and faith in Juwan Jennings because I heard a lot of great things about him in training camp. They said he conditioned himself really well, got a much better shape, looked a lot more explosive in camp. But then you had this veteran guy who the receivers did like, obviously, for his veteran leadership, Mohamed Sanu. But, I know he was kind of on the last legs of his career and lost a step. But Shanny liked the guy. But, once they started throwing Jennings in the mix, early in the season we saw it against the Eagles. We got a little glimpse of it. But now we're seeing it more often. And what a blessing, man, to see Jennings step up in the clutch to help Jimmy out at the end of the game last time and get get the one TD from Debo, get the one TD from Jimmy. I mean, Jennings, it's so, oh my God. Like, who are they going to cover, man? I don't know who they're going to cover.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle has an array of weapons, and Jimmy just has to make the right read, the right throws, and it could be each one of these weapons can take a small play. We don't need the big joints, right? We don't need the deep balls down the field against this team. We need to chew them up underneath. Make the pass game an extension of the run game. So I would like to see screen passes, short passes, things like that, just to keep Dallas off, keep their defense on the field and their offense off the field.
And let's not forget, man, we got to pound that rock because I hear Dallas isn't too great at stopping the run, even though the Dallas fans don't want to admit it. Whenever you talk to them about it, they'll bring up we only gave up 112 rushing yards per game. You guys gave up 106, It's so funny when they bring up stats like that. We got Elijah Mitchell, an emerging rookie, who easily could have had, obviously he did break the 49ers rushing record for a rookie, which is a great shout out to him, but he could have easily had 1,000 yards and more. He only played in 11 games. Very fortunate to have him. I love what we saw in him last week. He's got breakaway speed, not the gear that Mostert has. We get that. Nobody has that gear. Maybe Barry Sanders, But what I love about Mitchell, he's built almost like a fire hydrant, where Mostert is kind of built more like a wide receiver. Elijah Mitchell's a bit more lower to the ground, and he's a bit wider. And when somebody tries to tackle him, he's like, no, bouncing off of you, I'm going to get 2 or 3 more yards. How about that? I love that. I love that in the rookie.
Elijah Mitchell is he's a breath of fresh air, right? I didn't know what I was going to get from him. I thought he was going to be the third down back for the 49ers. You know what I'm saying? And he came in. Mostert ended up getting hurt. He was the guy that Kyle Shanahan wanted to go with. And so I thought that was going to be interesting to see what Elijah Mitchell was going to do for the team this year. And I tell you what, man, Elijah Mitchell would have been a 1,000-yard rusher had he not missed 6 games easily. Probably up there putting up numbers, probably closer to, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he doesn't give you that home run hitting yet. But I think that was a lot due to injury. And so I'm excited right now for the Elijah Mitchell that we have, but I'm going to be even more excited next season once he gets that football conditioning and what he's going to be able to bring to the table next season, especially if we re-sign a Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the whole Mostert things. Hopefully he hasn't played his last game as a Niner. I want to see him back. I know a lot of Niner fans kind of upset with him because he does get hurt a lot. I understand that, but when I mentioned that whole second gear thing, it's just a special rare talent that you don't see much in this league, and to have that is a total luxury. So we'll see what happens with that. Somebody in the chat said Mitchell reminds me of Charlie Garner. Swan Song, what's up, man? Yeah, I agree with that. Just a bigger, more built to the ground version of Charlie Garner. And what are you telling me? Oh, your battery's about to die. Okay. Because I was gonna say, I don't know if his battery did die. Did your battery die already? I don't know. But what I was gonna say, I was gonna close this up pretty soon, anyways. I think his battery died. It's all good. I'm just going to read a few other things in the chat really quick. Oh, he's back. There he is. All right, did you connect your charger? Hang on. Is he back? Unmute mic. Let's see. Looked like he popped back in for a second. Let me just read some stuff in the chat really quick. I think we're going to get him back for the last few minutes of the show. And let's see if I'm missing anything good in the chat. He says, I think Sermon is untapped. You know, I wanted to see a whole lot of Trey Sermon in the mix. And he says, we need to get Sermon in the mix. Exactly. You know, I was just about to mention this to Breezie about the whole Elijah Mitchell thing is that, hey, I wanted Elijah Mitchell to get a whole bunch of carries, obviously. But at the same time, I don't want him to get worn out either, you know. So, sure, it'd be nice to see him get the Brock 20 times. But I also want to keep him fresh, because when you keep a running back fresh, later in the game, the third or fourth quarter, they can explode and get that long run. So, hey, give Jeff Wilson Jr. some carries. Give, you know, Hasty some carries every now and then. Give, you know, Trey Sermon some carries. I don't know, you know, Shanahan drafted Trey Sermon, and I know he was hurt for a period of time. We just now activated him. I believe he's going to be active for the game, hopefully. So hopefully he's going to be, you know, available for the game, and we can give him some carries without a doubt. And, BZ, Don Swan said, BZ, you went to school with Locksmith. Yeah, I went to JC with him. Really cool guy, great rapper. If you guys hadn't seen it, there's this Bay Area rapper named Locksmith who did this great 49er rap. And let me just make this full screen really quick. Looks like Breezy's battery died. So shout out to Breezy. Happy birthday to Breezy. Awesome guest. Loved having him on. You know, I tried to get him on the show for a long time, and I finally was able to get him on. And you know, he flew into Dallas and got to Dallas at 10 p.m. When we started the show, it was a bit after midnight, and it was his birthday. His birthday just struck the clock, so really happy to get him on finally. And he's gonna rep really well. He's super loud when he's on YouTube, so I'm sure he's gonna be super loud and excited at the game. Beto says, great camera, great show, camera looking good. Thank you, man. I got the same camera you do. I know you got two of them, the Sony A5100, but I don't have the A6400 that you have, which is even a nicer camera, but hey, I do what I can. And Swan Song says, yeah, Kyle keeps running Mitchell like this. He's going to be done in a few years. Yeah, you know, running backs have a short shelf life, and I don't want to see, you know, Mitchell only being good for 2 to 3 years and that's it. You know, we need to split up the carries, you know, without a doubt. But, you know, I just want to say, shout out to everybody in the chat. I really appreciate it. You know, it was a later show. You know, we're here on the West Coast for the most part, most of us. I feel bad for the East Coast guys. I know it's a bit late for them, and it is what it is. You know, Breezy had to fly in from from Connecticut to Dallas, and, you know, so we had to start the show a little bit later because he had a late flight. And, but again, you guys are awesome in the chat. You guys did a great job. Hopefully, you know, I had to do this marathon for doing 3 shows back to back to back. And just because I want the hype, you know, I want 49er fans to get hyped up for this game. Especially since we're playing the damn freaking Cowboys in Dallas. You know, the history goes, you know, we're talking even back to the 70s when John Brody was our freaking quarterback. We were in the NFC Championship game, I believe it was 1972, back when we were still playing at Kezar Stadium. And, you know, we lost to the Cowboys in that NFC Championship game, unfortunately. And the rivalry was kind of starting then. And, you know, then you had the Dwight Clark catch game with Montana. That was like the birth of our dynasty against Dallas over Everson Walls. So, man, there's all this history, just history upon history. And now we got to face Dak Prescott. And just like Whitney Houston said, I'm going to throw a little Whitney Houston reference for Dak Prescott. Dak is whack. We got a lot of truth. This is a great show, B. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, man. David McNew says, go 49ers, Empire going to take over the stadium. I'm feeling, man, I just want to see a sea of red when I'm watching this game. That's all I want to see is red. I want to hear that crowd pumped up and loud, just as loud as they were in SoFi, Levi South, if not louder. 49ers, Chanel, hey, appreciate it, man. Great show. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. You guys were awesome in the chat. Roberto in New Mexico says, go Niners, we taking over Jerry World. Let's do it, man. Gotta make it Jed's World. Again, though, Fazil says, great show, Bashar, always a great show, and bringing in great guests. Hey, man, I'm very thankful that I've built these relationships with certain guests, and I'm just extremely thankful that they take the time to come on. You know, without them, my shows wouldn't be what they are. Without my chatters, the show wouldn't be what it is. And Swan Song says, we got to beat the Cowboys so we can get revenge on Rodgers. Oh man, if we play Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to be really hyped. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. If you want to say, call me a hater, I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate the guy. I don't care if he grew up a Niner fan. I don't care. I want to beat him every single time we play him in the playoffs. And hopefully this time we do beat him, we get number 6. So, almost about to wrap this up. Elias Lopez says, great show, Bash. See you on Sunday, bro. Go Niners. I'm thinking I might have a show tomorrow. If I do, it might be a special show, a call-in show. Now, if I do a call-in show, it's only going to be people that I'm connected to with some social media. because I see a lot of crazy troll stuff happen with random callers on random shows. But I am connected to a lot of people that come on the chats. They're all connected to my social media. So if I could get 5 or 6 dudes come on, or 7 of them maybe, just be like random callers on my show, that's fine, man. We could try to make something happen tomorrow, possibly. If you guys are on my Twitter now, oh, let me just put this. I don't know why they have this banner running. Stupid me. Yeah. So if you're not on my social media, I'm all over social media. So I'm on Instagram, 49er Minded on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, 49er Minded on Twitter. I have a 49er Minded Facebook group. It is not hard to find me in social media. If you ever want to connect with me, if you have any questions, suggestions, whatever it may be. We got Swan Song. He's always mimicking my theme song, 49er Minded, which you guys are going to hear in a second. But yeah, so if I do try to put out the show, I'll announce it. I'll have it announced. Oh, Wade Breezy's back. Oh, there you go. Hey, I was just rambling off the off the cuff, man. Let me remove the other guy. We got another way. There he is. I was just going on saying I was going to end the show. But hey, if you're here, you want to chop it up for a little bit more, let's do it, man. Are you plugged in?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. We still got people watching. I was just rambling on about people connected to my social media and how I forgot to put my banner up, you know. And yeah, man. What else did we touch on? I'm sure we probably missed a few things. What were we last talking about? We were talking about the running backs.
We were talking about Elijah Mitchell, yeah, for sure.
Elijah Mitchell, yeah. And now I remember, because I said this, but you were gone. I want to say it's not now that you're here. I love Elijah Mitchell. I love what he does. Glad that he gets to rock a lot. But I don't want him to be tired out in games. The reason why I say that is, now sure, it's cool if he gets the ball 20 times, but if it's spread out where every now and then we throw Jeff Wilson Jr. in the mix, or Hasty, or who knows, maybe Sermon might get the rock. I just want it to be where Elijah Mitchell, I don't know how his cardio is, but I want him to have that third quarter or fourth quarter energy where he's able to bust that long run. Because we all know he has that 4.3 speed, but if you got that cardio, and when the other team doesn't, and the other team's tiring out, let's get him on one of those big runs. And we do have another birthday shout out. Low the Truth says, "Happy birthday, Breezy."
Yeah, thank you so much. I truly appreciate the birthday shout outs, everybody. Let's go.
David McNew says, "Our D-line. I'm a good fan of D-line." Oh yeah, I love D-line. And hey, if Hurst is coming back, now if Hurst comes back, who do we sit?
Oh, you don't say anybody, man. You let Hurst rotate. He's part of the rotation. So personally, what I was thinking, and you're a trench guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to putting Armstead back on the outside and giving, guys like Arden Key and Jordan Willis and Ibukam more of a break to, kind of like contain and rush that quarterback, because you're playing Dak Prescott, man. He get outside that pocket and you don't have discipline containment. That's Dak Prescott, yo. And we haven't seen Dak play, we haven't played against Dak in a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put Armstead back outside, start DJ Jones and Maurice Hurst on the inside, and Nick Bosa on the other outside. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that they did. And then they can flip and put Armstead on third and longs to rush the quarterback, and then put, Arden Key as the third down specialist pass rusher opposite side Nick Bosa. So there's so many different things they can do. I'm not sure how you feel about that, but that's another look that the 49ers had earlier this season when they had Hurst. And so they'll still stop the run, but that might be a cool way to add some rest to the pressure.
And I was going to say this, man. And now that you mentioned Dak, because I said this, but you were gone, so I'm going to say it again. This is an inspiration for Whitney Houston. Dak is whack. I knew you'd like that. But hey, Chris Kocurek, man, I feel like right now he's like a kid in a candy store. Hey, I can put this guy in. I can put I can put Armstead in. And shout out to Armstead. He had an awesome game this past game. If he found his niche in this 49er defensive line, and he regained his 2019 form, hey, I gladly welcome it. Because we need that burst going into the playoffs. I love it. Armstead gets a lot of heat for how much he gets paid. Oh, we should have kept Buckner. Oh, Armstead wasn't worth it. Well, hey, Armstead, now's your time to stand up and say, F you. I'm here. I'm a Niner, and I'm going to make you guys be happy and appreciative of my presence here. So, Oh, why don't we mention this guy, DJ Jones? Says DJ Jones is quick and pushes the pocket. What was that play? Who were we playing where DJ Jones was at the line, then he ran to the left sideline, and then he like punched the ball out of the running back's hand and became a fumble? Was it against the Bengals or?
I'm not sure who it was.
I think you know what game. Yeah, you know what play though. But he's all. I mean, for a big, huge, stubby D tackle, he's got a little bit of wheels on him. The same way he stopped that fake field goal against the Rams, right?
Yes, sir. He's got quick feet, man. He's really light on his feet. That's something. The only thing that messes me up a little bit about DJ Jones is that he gets dinged up really quickly.
He does. He does.
There's plenty of times you see him trotting off to the sideline, which might hurt the defense. But I'm telling you, having a guy like Maurice Hurst back, it helps that, right? It helps that. So that's what the importance of getting Maurice Hurst back. Even if he hasn't played, I think Maurice Hurst is going to be pretty fine, pretty well to go in football shape. So I'm excited to have these trenches, these guys playing in the trenches. I'm excited to have them back.
Oh yeah, and keep in mind, this isn't the Dallas Cowboys D-line that people usually think of. No, it's not D-line, but O-line.
Right.
You know?
They're a little older.
Yeah.
They're older. Like even Michael Irvin said, I wish that, the 49ers were playing the younger version of this particular D-line because it would be a better matchup for that 49ers defense. But unfortunately, they're a little older. But they're still good. They're still good. Tyron Smith, Collins, those guys are no joke. So they're still good.
Swan Song says, I just reiterating what I'm saying. Armstead has been rock solid. Armstead cap hit was only $12 million this year. Yeah, exactly. I know that. Well, I think is it $17 million next year then? Because
it's a little higher. It's higher in the back ends. Yeah, a back end of the contract. Yep.
When you're done, that's shot.
Yeah, just.
Appreciate you, Elias, man, for the birthday shout out, guys. Thank y'all so much for the birthday shout outs, man. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I'm a little sad because I think I lost my Deebo Samuel pen at the restaurant. I think it fell out of my pocket.
You had a Deebo Samuel pen?
Yeah, man. I think it fell out of my pocket. Oh well. Hopefully
maybe it might be in the Uber. Text the Uber guy later and see if he's got it. So definitely lights throughout that birthday thing. We're gonna wrap things up pretty soon. I don't want to keep you on here forever. I was just about to wrap it up. I was glad to have you back, so I wanted to talk about a couple other things. Okay, he said Armstead's making $20 million next year. That's a lot. Oh yeah. But,
they might find ways to even fix that money as well. Like the 49ers are going to bring a lot of these players back. They got to bring a lot of these players back, right? Like I want Arden Key back. I want certain guys to come back. I would love for them to bring Raheem Mostert back if they can. But on the defensive side, I would love to see Arden Key. I'm not sure about K'Wan Williams. I'm not sure about Jason Verrett. Though you want those guys to come back, but I don't think that the 49ers would probably offer them more than 1-year deals. And the biggest question on the defense is, are you going to bring back Tart? And he's had a pretty decent, healthy season. But do you feel like you can get better? Is Hufanga going to be ready to step up? Do you bring Tart back? I like Tart, man. And so I'm hoping on the offensive side, I hope they bring back Laken Tomlinson. If they can only bring back one player, don't break up this offensive line.
I saw Laken Tomlinson sent out a tweet to Trey Lance saying something about him being a man. I forgot what it was, but it looked like they have a nice little connection there. So it sounds like Tomlinson's probably going to come back. And Tomlinson has a great relationship with Trent Williams. They're like buddies. So I'd be shocked if Tomlinson leaves. I really would be. And let's see. Oh, we got a new 49er YouTuber in the house. His name, I just found out about him today. I just subbed him. I saw him on 49ers Ultimate Report with John Jay. Shifty 49ers Talk. Says, let's go Niners. And he said a couple other things. He said something. Let's see what else he said. Something about Gerald Everett or something.
We were talking about the player that you saw that he knocked the ball out of the guy's hand.
There you go. It was against Seattle. Yeah, and I thought we were gonna win that game too, but it's a bit of a letdown where we play Seattle. Hopefully next year we can fix that. We got D-Loke 187 says, "What's happening, y'all?
What's happening?
You're a little late to the party. We're gonna end it pretty soon, but glad to have you guys on. Everybody in the chat was repping so hard, and hopefully all the Niner fans. Again, I was saying this. I don't know if you heard me because you were gone for a little bit. I'm really appreciative of all the Niner fans. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. All the Niner fans who live in Texas, who are coming in from other states to go to the game, because we want to see a sea of red. I heard, what was that thing that you were saying you wanted you have a foghorn app that you want, a foghorn sound that you want to play during the game?
I was thinking that every time we score a touchdown, if everybody puts that foghorn sound on their joint and play at the same time, let's see if it can trickle something. It's not going to be deep and bass heavy like it needs to be in the stadium, but we just want our players to hear at least the mid to the treble range and the you know what I'm saying? Let them know that we hear. Exactly.
Yeah. And D-Loke 187 says 31-10 Niners watch. Did you drop your score prediction earlier?
Yeah, I'm sticking with my score prediction, man. 38-28 49ers.
Okay, I'll say 29-23. I think it might be a little close. Hopefully I'm wrong, though. Yeah. But with this whole, this Dallas defense, we can put yards on them, but at the same time, they do force. They are good at forcing turnovers, so we just got to protect the ball. Jimmy's got to protect the ball. Fazil says 30-24. And Swallow Song says, yeah, no team has a YouTube community like the 49ers. Oh, we have the best. I'm not trying to say this, I'm bragging as a Niner fan, but we are blessed because we have the most talented array. We have quantity and quality, and like Niner Sickness says, Beto Niner Sickness says, it's like you walk into a buffet. You got prime rib over here, you got salmon over here, you got pizza, you got pasta, Chinese food. It's like those buffets at Las Vegas. That's the 49ers content creator family, Wayne Breezie, Nitty Gritty Niners is one of the best out there. The video description of this video has links to all his social media. Subscribe to his YouTube channels. Follow him on social media. And shout out to people in the chat. And I want to let you relax. I know you just flew in from Connecticut. And just the final things that you got to say, man, before we close this up.
Man, I truly appreciate you having me on your show, man. 49er Minded. I appreciate you, brother. You are a real brother. I can't wait to have you on Nitty Gritty. Hopefully, we can get you on this week, to talk about and preview the next game.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't want to talk about a letdown, but hey, if we do have a letdown, whatever, I'll be there. But
then we can just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? But no, listen, man. Here's what we got to do. All right. Number one. Special teams need to be on freaking point. I do not want Tony Pollard returning the ball, taking it to the house, because that will be a big letdown for the 49ers. And I'm telling you right now, that might be something that they can't come back from. Also, the interceptions from Jimmy Garoppolo, he's got to limit it to like one. He usually throws two, but cut that in half. And hopefully the offense doesn't allow them to return the ball for a pick six. They have playmakers on defense. The Dallas Cowboys has playmakers on defense. I don't want people to get it twisted. They have playmakers. They lead the league in turnovers. Their differential is like plus 14. Like, they're creating them. And the majority of them, guess what, guys, are interceptions. And our quarterback has a lot of interceptions on the year. So we have to find a way to tune that down. And that's why I think you're going to get a lot of quick, short throws if that's what Dallas is giving up the underneath stuff. So special teams got to be on point. Can't allow Tony Pollard to take one to the house. Can't allow him to get a big return. They have to find a way to keep the momentum on their side, or at least keep the momentum balanced. And the 49ers, I believe, can come out with a win on Sunday. And that's why my score prediction is 38-28. Hey, if it starts off the way that championship game started off with a pick six, maybe Embry Thomas gets a pick six. Who knows, man? If it starts off that way, now we talking.
If he gets a pick six, I want him to, I want it to be reminiscent of those pick sixes that Merton Hanks, or those touchdowns, fumble recoveries for touchdowns that Merton Hanks would get against Cowboys. I did this last show. I'll do it again because I love saying it. R.I.P. John Madden, shout out to John Madden. He'd always be like, hey, look, that's Merton Hanks. He's doing the Big Bird dance. He's doing the chicken dance. And Merton Hanks would do that. So, that's the final thing I'm going to say before we cut it out. Again, follow Wayne Breezie on social media. I got all the links to social media in the video description of this. Thank you, everybody, for watching 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. And again, keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace.
Peace.
Come on, 49er Faithful, let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Yeah, Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er minded.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er minded.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er minded.